Welcome back to the HuntFishTravel podcast. We're here with the SHOT Show coverage and super excited because you guys know I'm a big fan of SpyPoint. We've got our dear friend of the show, Trent Marsh, editorial manager for SpyPoint, and he's going to give us a lowdown on the new camera that they just came out with.
We did the new Flex for 2022. We're excited. Obviously, we launched it at ATA, and now we're showing it off at SHOT Show, and response just continues to be incredibly positive. It was a long time in development to really come up with everything that we wanted to be in this camera. It was collaboration internally, but also it was a lot of customer feedback and taking that customer feedback, to address some of the traditional kind of pain points and questions, and not even necessarily issues that people have had, but how can we make a camera as easy as possible and as reliable as possible in the field for somebody that's maybe not, a super technologically advanced person? How can we just take some of the guesswork out of it and make it easy to use? And that was the goal with the Flex, and I think we did a really good job of it.
What makes it stand apart from your other cameras?
So the SpyPoint Flex is a true dual SIM configuration that gives you multi-carrier auto connectivity, which is like a lot of marketing word salad that sounds really important, right? But what does that actually, that's the feature, but what's the benefit, right?
Yeah.
So traditionally with a cellular trail camera, you have to select the carrier model, whether that's Verizon or AT&T or our Nationwide or whatever the case may be. You have to pick one, and that means you need to know what the best cell service is in the area, and maybe you're not even sure, and maybe it's different than what you have on your phone, so you don't have firsthand experience. With the Flex, 2 SIM cards are coming pre-installed and pre-activated, so you don't get 2 in the box and you have to pick one and then call customer service to activate or anything like that. All you have to do is turn that camera on, and it's going to check the first SIM card, and if it connects to a network, great, awesome, it's going to roll on just from there. If not, then it's going to go to the second card, and from there, it's going to connect to the network there. And now at the same time, it's always monitoring to make sure that it's got a reliable network connectivity. And if for some reason it drops below a critical threshold, or it's not getting a reliable signal, then it's going to go back and check that other card to see if it can improve the reliability of the signal. So
Wow.
You pair the dual SIM configuration with the new redesigned antenna, and again, one of the biggest things is always the connectivity and the reliability of that connectivity, and we've addressed it in a major way.
So if I have Verizon and I set up my camera with Verizon, and for whatever reason Verizon's network isn't available, it will jump to T-Mobile or US Cellular or whatever, right?
You don't even have to, you don't need to concern yourself with what it's on, because no part of this has anything to do with who your personal carrier is, and you don't even need to know which carrier it happens to be using. Turn it on, it's going to find the signal, let it do its thing. Auto connectivity. When we say auto connectivity, we mean it. You don't even have to worry about what network that it's on. All the photo transmission plans are being purchased directly from us. We're doing those big negotiations so that we can save you the money. You don't have to add lines to anything. As simple as possible for you, and it's going to make sure that it's staying connected to that most reliable network.
I was just going to ask, US Cellular is not going to be like, sure, you can transmit all this data across our... So SpyPoint, behind the scenes, has negotiated contracts with each of the big cell carriers.
So we're buying those pre-activated SIM cards. We're responsible for the data that's on those SIM cards. And we negotiate all of that so that you don't have to worry about it, and you're not adding lines to your plan or anything like that. Keeps everything super clean and straightforward, because if you think about it, talking about carrier models, one of the things when even without dual SIM, one of the nice things was if you had, say you're in Wisconsin, and the part that you're in Wisconsin, you need the Verizon model, because that's the only thing that gets coverage on your lease. And then you pick up a Kansas lease, and there's no Verizon signal. All you have is AT&T. Yeah. Well, if you have Verizon phone, what are you going to do with, and you have to add them to your Verizon plan, then what are you going to do with AT&T cameras? With SpyPoint, you were always able to have that mix of carrier models in there because you're buying those plans directly from SpyPoint anyway. So now we've just kind of taken out that middle portion, and both those SIMs are in every one of those SpyPoint Flex cameras, so that you don't even have to concern yourself with which network it happens to connect to.
And are the cameras available for purchase now?
No, so they're going to be available later this summer.
Okay.
midsummer. It'll be in before hunting season for sure, and they're going to be in $169 retail. So still super affordable. You know, we haven't even talked about the fact that 33 megapixel photos, 1080p video with sound going to be transmitted to the app, GPS enabled. You got a 100-foot flash and detection range, 0.3 of a second responsive trigger speed, and another huge pain point has always been firmware. You know, we update our phone firmware. My DVD player has firmware. Smart TV has everything needs firmware updated. But, you know, traditionally you've had to put the firmware on the SD card, take it out to the woods, swap it out. With the Flex, you're going to be able to push OTA updates directly. You'll get a notification in your app. Hey, there's a new firmware available for your Flex camera. Your battery meets minimum requirements. Your signal meets minimum requirements. Would you like to push this OTA? Absolutely. You can keep that firmware up and going all the time.
Nice. And so say in 8 months, I don't remember that this new fabulous camera is coming out. How can I get notifications, or how would I?
So what you can do right now, literally right now, as you're listening, I'm serious, go to your computer right now or pick up your phone and go to spypoint.com/flex, and you can sign up for notifications. It'll keep you updated about potential new features. Maybe people need to be paying attention for some additional updates coming, so they can sign up for all those notifications, and then when they are available for sale, you're gonna know as well. And additionally, all the other details that we're making available about that camera today on spypoint.com/flex.
Awesome. And if they do post any photos anywhere on social media, what is the hashtag they should use?
Definitely use the YI SpyPoint hashtag. That's the one we're watching for.
Right.
SpyPoint trail cameras. Of course, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Twitter and Instagram, the handle's at SpyPoint Camera, and just search for SpyPoint on Facebook. You can find us there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.